Hey everyone, what's going on with you guys this evening? Sorry about the noise coming up to the park. So I just decided to go live. It's no rhyme or reason. I just wanted to go live. I had my family was having a barbecue at a park, and I initially, wanted to go. I woke up late because like now in my life, I don't have to get up early, and I don't have to go to bed early. So I kind of just enjoy being a late night creep, call it whatever. Um, really, it's just insomnia. Um, so I get there though. Let me tell you, I guess this will be a story time, right? So I get there and I'm like, cool. And I know I'm an introvert. I know it, and I know better. I had already hung out with them Friday, and they was all drinking and having a good time. And I mean, hey, whoever just joined, let me go to comments. Okay. Um, I did that with them already Friday. And so I woke up today and it was just kind of like not feeling anything. Excuse me. I just downed some coffee on top of spilling it all over myself. Um, I know I am so unladylike, right? Yeah, be right. But so I get there, bring my little one because she wanted to go so bad, so it wasn't even like I had to get out of it. Plus, I promised my people so I would be there. And I get there and I'm like, okay, it's cool. I'm not feeling. I'm like, but you know what? I just woke up to at like 4, so it takes me a while to really get up and get going. And I'm sitting there, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. I already know that they drink, they getting it in. When I tell you, it was so many people there, and it was like, it's not even a drinking. It was just like, I couldn't even go and sit like at a different spot where wasn't nobody drinking, and it was so strong. I'm just like, oh my goodness. I tolerated it the other day because, I know that people are going to drink. I know that, what I'm saying? Hell, even now, like Cracker Barrel is serving alcohol. That was a spot that didn't serve alcohol forever, but now they serve like little coolers or whatever. It was just too much going on. And then on top of that, everybody just seemed just too tipsy. Like my one little cousin, she came, she was like, "You ain't got no halls." And I'm like, "Girl, no, I ain't got no halls." She's like, "You supposed to be prepared." I'm like, "Look, I don't drink no more, so I don't need to carry halls and stuff like that because I know that's what we did when you was drinking. You put something strong in your mouth." She was like, "It's not that. My throat is sore." I said, "Girl, drink some warm water. That'll help." She's like, "Ah." And I'm like, you know what? It's just ain't gonna work for me today. And so I told my cousin, I'm like, "Look, I'm about to go." And she's like, "All right, well, let your best friend know." And I'm like, "Listen, I can't take this smell." It was just strong. Like, it was just strong because everybody was drinking. I was like, "Yeah." I told her, I said, "Look, I gotta go. I can't do this. I haven't been up that long. I'm really still trying to get my bearings." And then my husband and my oldest daughter kind of just got on my nerves. Um, but I had bought my little one, so I was like, "Look, can you just drop her off at home because I don't want to take her, because she was had 8, she was getting ready to have some fun." So she was like, "Yeah." And so I had to talk to my little one. I'm like, "Listen, it's a lot going on, and I'm just not feeling comfortable staying here." I said, "If you want to stay, you can stay there, bring you home, or if you want to come home, then you could come." And she was like, "Well, mommy, you was around alcohol the other day and you were okay." And I was like, "Well, today is a little different. Uh, I'm I'm just not feeling it." And I said, "Mommy sometimes like her lonely time, and I guess it's one of those days where I just probably need to be alone." I said, she's like, "I understand, mommy. I don't want you to be somewhere where you feel like you're uncomfortable being sober." Like my 8-year old is so just so mature and so intelligent. Um, So she gave me a couple of hugs and kisses. She was like, "Mommy, I have fun." Um, so that was that. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just get another cup of coffee. And so I rode home. I kind of just rode down my street. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go home. It's been a while. Like I haven't been to the park, my favorite park, in a long time. I usually would come here every so often. It's this park, and then it's another one that's like 15 minutes away from my house. I haven't done that at all this year, so that's kind of where I'm at. I just came to park, and where I park at, the sun be like beaming on me, and it just feels so good. Like I just like the way the sun feels just beaming on me. I like the way the air feels because when it was a time and place where I hated that. I hated to hear the birds chirping in the morning. I hated the sun to be too bright. There was times where I was beating the sun home, you know, and so now I get to enjoy those things. And so I do. So I went and got me some coffee. I had to go to Dunkin' because Starbucks was closed, which is okay. But the one Dunkin' that's open is open until like 1 a.m. It have a lot of young people. I don't know what they be doing. And so I went and got me a coffee, which is rare because I normally don't drink coffee after um, 2 or 3 and whatever. But I woke up late, so yeah. So that's kind of what's going on. I went to thank a couple of people: Hood Therapy, Shay Love, Ross Seven Galley, and there's a few more that's kind of off in the cut that have been showing me support. Ouch! Just about my nail. And just showing me love and support in my videos. And the other ones, I know you guys be in the cut. So you got Ali the Sag, like that's like my Sag sister or whatever. And a few more people that kind of catch the videos after I do my lives or whatever. I really appreciate you guys. Starting, I'm gonna tell you what happened yesterday before I go into yesterday. I was in somebody's chat, and this person in the chat made a statement that everybody is counting days now that this particular person, I guess, is on another guilt hiatus from using, right? And I said, you know, I think I'm gonna have to really fall back from being in the chat. Like I probably just listen to the commentary because anyone that's heard me from the beginning knows how passionate and how serious I am about sobriety. And I don't care if someone else is doing it. Honestly, in my opinion, if that motivated somebody else, you know what I'm saying? That's a great thing. First and foremost. Second of all, I was just sitting back like, because it irritates me. And that's why I don't really talk about it a lot when I go to certain sectors that I have a channel. And that's simply because I don't want no one to think I'm mimicking someone else. And I said this in a video before, but I was being so vulgar, I actually privated that video. But it was like, people are so ignorant and immature when it comes to certain things. And I really like how this content creator handled the statement, and she even asked him like, look, can you please retract that, um basically we don't do that over here, and we're not gonna name drop and throw shade, because anybody that says, oh, I'm done drinking or using, and I just don't want to do it no more, I just need a break, whatever it is, I'm going to applaud them, not throw shade. And I made that statement. I said, you know what? Because I started to kind of go there like, look, this ain't what it is. Stop name dropping. Ain't nobody trying to copy off her. None of that. But I said, you know what? Let me shut up. And I told the content, I said, you know how passionate and serious I am about this. You know what I'm saying? Sobriety is serious business. Getting clean and off drugs, that's serious business. We ain't just doing it because it's a cliche or a fad. When you see somebody getting sober, they saving their life. And not only if they saving their life, they saving somebody else's life. And we ain't just talking about, oh, they're kids. They could be out high, drunk, hit somebody, kill somebody. They could get so inebriated to where they fight and then kill somebody. They could just be inebriated, pass out while they call themselves cooking and kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? The mental turmoil that addicts and alcoholics put on people, the stress. You know, they got parents that may be stressing them out, parents having strokes and heart attacks, worried about their kids. This shit is serious business. It's not just a fad thing. Nobody should be following behind anybody and making it seem like because you're doing it because this person doing it. That's a wonderful thing. That is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm gonna have to fall back. Like I may see and hang in certain um lives, but I'm going to stop interacting in the chat because yeah, and that, like I said, that's another reason why I've been like, oh, I don't really want to tell these people about my channel because I started maybe about 5 months ago, just kind of doing stuff, like talking a little bit, and then I kind of stopped. And so, like, a couple people was like, no, you need to come back. You have a lot to say. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. But I don't want nobody to think I'm a copycat because this ain't what this is. This is not what this is. And I can't copy off someone who can't draw a sober breath for longer than 30 days. They can't keep their blood system clean for longer than 30 days. And this ain't nothing nobody else saying. This is stuff they tell on themselves. They tell themselves, which most people do. You know, they don't realize what they're doing, but the outside world can. But you know what? Today, I want to tell you guys what I'm grateful for. I am grateful for being able to open the doors up and be active because I had went through this crazy dry spell since my mom had passed away. And although I didn't want to, I got very isolated. And I would kind of only go to meetings if somebody asked me to do a lead. A lead is basically where one person, like a lot of people, when they think about AA or NA or CA meetings, they think that what they think about what they see. So generally, they depict in the movies and the media, whatever, that it's just a group sitting around talking. I mean, maybe somebody else sees something different, but from what I know, it's always a group just sitting around talking or sitting and just talking. It may be a facilitator, but everybody's kind of just talking. So in a lead meeting or a speakers meeting, depending on where you're from, there's one person that stands up and talks and they share the experience, strength, and hope, as they say. And it's basically that you're kind of telling your life story, like maybe how you started off drinking, um, some of the things that happened during your drinking, and then like how you got to your last moment and stopped drinking. Now that can go neither here or there because some people, like, and I myself, I do it too. I really appreciate when people kind of start off from just a few things in their past, like they may say they were born Christian, or they may say they was born in the projects, or they may say, you know, whatever, they was a victim of child abuse. Because although those things are uncomfortable, it helps when I can hear someone say that, or I know I'm helping someone when I can say that to another person. So that's kind of what it is in a nutshell. If you are interested and you really want to know what it's like, there are YouTube channels that you can check out and view. A lot of them are speaker tapes because of the anonymity thing, but they do have a few that they actually show people talking. And also the Zoom meetings. And I don't know if I put Zoom in my things. I'm gonna have to go ahead, and I'm not gonna go back and add it to the old ones. Maybe I will, but I'm definitely gonna make sure I put Zoom, the intergroup for AA, specifically, but it's the same for NA or CA. You can put, but I'm Alcoholics Anonymous. I do not exclude people with drug addiction because I just don't. Um, and you could go there and they have like different meetings. And so you can see the difference. Even though it's not in person, you can kind of see the difference because they have speaker meetings too. So basically, that was really the only time I was kind of going to meetings is when somebody was asking me to, you know, do a speaker meeting or lead. Every view blue moon I would pop in at a meeting, but I've told that story before in regards to how a few things came to be, and I kind of just, this look like my sponsor right here in this car. They won't look up, but how I kind of just fell back. And I know I need to get maybe more active. I do a lot of Zoom meetings and a lot of speaker tapes and different things like that. But I'm the kind of person, when I go through a bad experience, I kind of pull myself away from the environment. And for me now, I know it's very important to make sure I do that. And whereas you'll have people say, oh, go to different meetings, go to meetings, do this, do that. Until I find an environment where I'm truly accepted as an agnostic. And I don't, it's one meeting that I do find that, but it's in the middle of the day. And for some reason, I always have something going on that day that's in the middle of the day. So I still am a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, but I have been through a dry spell, and it really kind of started when my mom passed away. Um, I didn't start grieving until later on in that process, but I hit a dead spot, and it was there. I was been there for a while. I started kind of feeling better, but here it is. My mother's birthday would she was still living this next week on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. And so I'm at a dry spot again. And I can admit that, like, I could be totally honest with people and transparent with people and let them know I'm feeling bad or I'm kind of cranky. Like, I'm very honest. And it's not the same, especially with my family, because I always say, look, I don't want to be bothered. But now it's different. It's not that I don't want to be bothered. I used to just request some time alone, if that makes sense. But I really wasn't following through like I did last year. My glasses are so filthy. Like, they are so dirty. So yeah, that's enough about me. How is everybody's Sunday going? What did you guys do? Did you go out, hang out, just stay at home, get some laundry done for those who might be in school? Did you get caught up on work? Did you go to church? Did you do some spiritual for yourself? And do you have any questions for me? Like I tell people all the time, please ask me questions. Even if you got a comment and you disagree, you can do that. All of that. I am a flexible person. Hey, whoever just joined. Yeah, I am a very flexible person, and I like to converse. But I said I want to do panels, and hopefully within the next week or so, I can get my office area situated to where I can do panels. But I want to do panels and be on screen. I do. I want you guys to see all of me, my bad skin, my locks that I haven't been doing too much to. I'm kind of letting them free form because they was kind of starting to get thin. I want to talk more about sobriety and mental health and other things that we as humans go through. I want my panel to be unisex as well. Um, yeah, I just kind of want to be able to have more talks with people. And I want you guys to just hear me talk, or I'm responding to comments and losing my track of thought, my train of thought, of getting off track. Hey, hey, a brother of a certain age. Thank you for joining and listening at work. Be safe. I always say that because I don't know what kind of job a lot of people do, but I always just say be safe while you're at work. So that's kind of what I want to do. I think that would be fun. And I think that it will help a lot of people going through whatever they're going through. I've mentioned in the past, and I'll mention again, a lot of things as far as the steps and different concepts that come from AA. You have people that have that don't have addiction issues, and they've learned about the steps and kind of utilize it because it's about teaching one how to have that eye awakening experience. You kind of look at yourself and observe yourself and admit that something is wrong, and then you open up yourself to someone else that you can trust, and then you evaluate those things, and then you go back and take accountability and make amends, and you just continue on with that spiritual experience. I'm saying it in that way because I don't want to quote the steps right now exactly. I'm just saying it as how I perceived it to be, because everybody's perception, even though it's the same, it kind of gears towards a different mindset. But yeah, my best friend, even she read the big book because I had sent her the doctor's opinion when I first let her know that I was done drinking or whatever. And I know my best friend, she like me. She ended up reading that whole book, and she's like, she likes the book. She thinks that the concept is great. And she was like, it even gave me some inspiration, to kind of look at things differently or how I think about things. And so that was awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, so yeah, like I want to really engage with you guys, but I don't want to just constantly be sitting up here talking. I want people to talk back to me and tell me what's going on, and we can discuss different things as far as mental health goes, or daily living. Like I said today, I was not feeling it. I got up. I mean, I'm looking cute. I'm looking casual. Got on my little Steelers t-shirt, my little shoes to match, and I put on my tinted SPF lotion or whatever. I like to use a tinted one um, when I'm out and about. I don't always put on makeup, but I like the tinted one. Um, so I felt good. I looked good. I just something about smelling all that alcohol. It was like not today. Not today. And I know too, I may have to go ahead and recharge for a week or so and kind of just keep to myself. I need to start doing a few more things for myself because that was a lot. It's a lot being an introvert, trying to go out and hang with people, and then you factor in the fact that I'm in early recovery and I'm like hypersensitive to alcohol. Like, I cannot eat anything. Like some people say, oh, they can still eat. I can't eat anything with alcohol in it. I can taste. I don't taste the food. I just taste the alcohol, and I can't really. I can smell it sometimes, but today it was just like they had wine, they had Hennessy, they had Cavassier, they had Crown Royal, they had 1800, they had Don Julio. I was just like, oh, I can't. I don't want to smell this. I don't want to go through this today. Um, and somebody I know somebody people are probably like, what? She's scared she gonna drink. It's not about that. It's not for me about wanting to drink at this point. It's just trying to still get comfortable in my skin. I don't know if anyone has heard before, but I tell people I wasn't the alcoholic that for the most part was isolated. I would go out to the bars, we go out to dinner, we go out of town. Me and my husband would go out a lot. Me and my best friend would go out a lot. The only times I wouldn't is if I was depressed. Like I would go through those bouts of depression. But for the most part, I was very active. I was kicking it. I was doing a lot. Like I wasn't just sitting up and just going home, going to work and coming home and drinking. Like I actually was very active. So for me, trying to do those things now is uncomfortable. Hey, Shay, sis, it's uncomfortable. Like, I know some people, like I remember the girl that was sponsoring me in the beginning, she was like really enjoying those things. And she's like, I never did this and I never did that. And I'm like, I'm uncomfortable doing those things. And she didn't get it. She was like, what? You're sober. This is an opportunity to enjoy those things sober. And I kept having to tell her it's different for me. It's very different because like you may not have really did a lot of picnics and different things or going out to the social events with your family, because you was more that kind of alcoholic. But I was kicking it. I was getting all the way in. As a matter of fact, 3 weeks before I got sober, me and my babies had went and just stayed at a hotel. They was able to go get in the swimming pool just because we all needed a break. I just was like, okay, hey, let's just go relax at a hotel. So and that's just simple things. Like I had went out of town like twice right before I got sober. So that's why it was hard for me. And social situations is very hard for me. It has nothing to do with me wanting to drink. It's just the experience is hard because like me and my best friend go out to dinner and I'm like, girl, get you a glass of wine. I don't care. Um, but like that kind of social event, it was just a lot. So I know I need to recharge um before I do something else. I probably need to recharge or do something with a smaller amount of people. So yeah, that's kind of how that went. I was like, you know what, I think I'll just go live and just be random and talk to whoever comes in. Shay, how are you doing today? How are you and the babies doing? How's my bro Blue doing? How's everybody doing? A brother of a certain age is working, so I just hope that his day is going well. This sun is making me feel so good. I almost want to cut my camera on, but I'm not because I'm smoking a cigarette, and I personally don't think it's appropriate to smoke on camera. I'm almost done with these things anyway. I set a goal, so So anyway, I ordered me some detox teas. I ordered me a juicer. I should have went to the grocery store today. I'll do it tomorrow. So I found this a recipe that I think I can tolerate, like a detox drink, and it's supposed to be I found two. One is just a regular detox, and then another one is like a drink that's kind of helps with your liver. You guys know I told you I have a little liver damage, but I also have a fatty liver, which all comes from the lifestyle I lived. And um although some of the damage I can't reverse, but as far as the fatty liver go, I can kind of get some of that off and just get more of so on a healthier kick. Like I was talking to my peoples the other day about it, and they were like, well, you need to eat, and the reason that you're not losing weight is because you only eat once a day. And I get it, but I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm just trying to get healthier and maintaining a healthier lifestyle. Of course I am going to drop the weight, I know that, but that's not my goal. Like, I'm not trying to lose weight for the summer. I'm not trying to lose weight because I want to feel sexy. I accept the fact that, I'm gonna be a little heavier. I don't drink anymore. And plus, being plus size runs in my family. To a lot of my family members, I'm small. I'm short and I'm small. So like, that's kind of my goal. It's not a huge weight loss journey that I'm trying to go on. It's more so of changing up my lifestyle and now kind of like healing myself. Because I'm telling you, people think I be lying when I tell them my skin purges from time to time. Like, I'll just have moments where I just break out. And um, I know part of that too is my hormones are out of whack. So, Juju, hey babes, how you doing? What you up to on this fine, beautiful Sunday? I'm just sitting up here talking about diet changes. How are you though? Thanks for joining. Yes, yes, healing. And I know better. It's funny because when I think about things and I talk about them, and I'll be sitting up telling somebody like, okay, you need to try this diet, you should do this, check out this. And then I sit back like, I ain't doing that myself. But that's just the nurse in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the nurse in me. I'm always trying to give information to someone. I ate big at church. It's nothing wrong with spoiling yourself. I mean, it's not perfect. Nothing we do is going to be perfect. You know, you ate good today. You good. If you ain't gonna eat good for the next 5 days, you gonna maintain your diet. I wouldn't worry about it. Girl. I tell people that all the time. Did I tell you I spilled coffee all over myself? Well, I did. It didn't get on my shirt. It was stuck on my legs. Lucky I had shorts on. But I probably smell like a fresh cup of butter pecan coffee. I was driving trying to switch out the lids, and the light turned green faster than I expected it to. Yes, and luckily it wasn't hot. It wasn't hot because I had let it sit for a second. So luckily it wasn't hot. Yes, girl, coffee. So I'm going to finish up. I'm gonna try to finish up that Viola Davis book within the next 2 days, guys. If you haven't gotten it, please do. It's not even that expensive, and it's a good read. It's a good read. Oh yeah, girl. And like, what? It's funny that you say that because like I don't like wearing white to work because like how nurses have to work. Like, I will not work at a place where you have to wear a white. I just kind of gotten over that because, child, me being who I am, it always end up with a coffee stain. And then I got big breasts, so it always seems like I'm feeding myself. And in white clothes, you can just see it. So I don't wear white at all. Okay, so I know I'm not alone. I started so many books in the last couple of months. Okay, so this is what I do. I pick two books, especially if you go into meetings or whatever and still reading a big book. I kind of, my sponsor wants me to read the big book on my own. He always feels like can't nobody tell you how to book. They can't teach you the big book because whatever you get out the book is going to be really your own personal experience. It may be similar, but your experience is going to be your experience because you are individual. Anyway, so I just say that. Because some people they don't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I'm gonna tell you now. I've read the big book probably like 50 times. Yeah. And that includes, like, when I say read, I mean I'm like working, listening to the audiobooks. It's been times I done went to bed playing the audiobooks, restarting it in the middle of the night, knowing that it went off, woke back up and cut it back on. Um oh yeah. So what I do when it comes to reading is I pick two books and I go in between them. That's what I do. Now, if I get one of the books is a really good book, I'll go ahead and finish it. But that's normally what I do. I pick two books and go between them, so it doesn't seem like I'm trying to read so many books, because it can't. I have been like reading 3-4 books at a time, and I'll finish them. But being busier now, I'm not just sitting at home on work or whatever. I pick two books and go between them. So maybe that'll be a good idea for you. Or pick one and just like pick a day. Like, all right, every Sunday at let's say 8 a.m., I'm just gonna go ahead and read for about an hour or 10 minutes or 30 minutes, however long you can tolerate it. So yeah, because I set a goal to read one book a month. Like every year, I want to read 12 books, and that's not a lot. That's not a huge goal, you know. And the reason is because I like reading, and it's a lot of discipline. So that's how I kind of do the book reading thing. But yeah, that Viola Davis book is good. I'm gonna read another book. It's called it's a lady I associate with that I met on Zoom. We're still cool. And she told me about this book called Alternative to the 12 Steps. And it's a really good book too. Because it just gives you a different insight. And it's written by a person who is secular. She is not religious. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like mythology. I've kind of ran across it a little bit. I like history though. I do like learning about different things. When it comes to the books I read, I wouldn't read a history book. I do have a couple of mythology books I haven't opened, but I wouldn't read a history book. Like for history, I'd rather watch it. I saw this man over here. He got the same car as my sponsor, and he looked just like him. But I know it ain't him because my sponsor has impeccable vision, and he would have seen me by now because he know my car. He'd have been over here. So I'm like, "What you doing? Why I ain't see you at a meeting? It's good to see that you're doing okay. Who you talking to? When you gonna let me go take you out to lunch? We gotta talk about some things." Like, that's how he is. Yeah. You know what my favorite channels is, speaking of watching history, is it's a channel called Closer to the Truth. I like that channel. It's this guy, he goes and he talks to different people about religion and history and different things like that. I like him. It's a lot of them, but Closer to the Truth. And then I like the history, the timeline. They have a nice channel. It delves into different types of history things. And if you want to watch something short that's really good, I watched a channel called Extra Credits, and they have like little short cartoon videos. They're usually good. They sum up like history, different history events, historical events. And then there's another one called Cogito. Yeah, Cogito. Cogino, something like that. Cogito. They do a lot of history books. And the reason I like those is because with those I can engage my little one. You know, I can get her to watch those because their videos are made like cartoons characters. But yeah, I like those. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. The conscious community has made me lose all interest in like Egyptian history. Like they are overkill with that. Like it's a lot of overkill. So yeah, I learned what I need to learn, and it's crazy because I have a tattoo of Bastet on my arm. You know, I do. I have her on my arm in her kitty form. But I'm a cat person. Girl, yeah, them conscious people, especially when I got to getting on here and I was watching Sonetta and Brother Garfield and um who else? And Young Pharaoh and Sarah Sitting Seti and yeah, I'm like, yeah, these niggas, I gotta said I was gonna quit saying that word, bleep that word out. They was doing the most, like, and they were taking on an idea that just seemed extreme. It was extreme, you know. And then like all the religious debates, like I couldn't do well. The reason I started watching Sonetta is because of Nepal. Yeah, because of Nepal Shada. And she lied on someone. She lied and said she didn't do a certain thing. And because I was new, I'm kind of like, okay, well, who is that person? Like, and that's why I tell people you have to be careful. And I don't care. I'm not a big channel. I'm speaking their names. But you have to be careful when you put out certain names because then that allows people to go look them up. And it was funny because the day she said that she didn't do what she actually did, I went to I looked the person up, I found them, and they showed receipts that these people flagged them. This people, I ain't flagged them. Why would I do that? I mean, but you beefing with them already. And I went and looked, and they indeed flagged them. They showed the information from YouTube stating that they flagged them. And after that, I unsubscribed and I stopped watching them. So the only thing I would know about them or whatever's going on their channels is from other people who are either still watching them or beefing with them. But like I stopped because that's one thing I don't do. She's popular in the beauty community, really? Well, yeah, they go crazy for her. But I mean, I personally think that Clyde Diva is prettier than her. Clyde Diva's natural. You can see all her imperfections. We all know about Nepal Shadar that she has to have plastic surgery. And everybody be like, what? Yeah, we know she's had plastic surgery. And we know she maintains it. And if anybody don't believe it or don't know it, child, please. I actually have people that's personally had it. And when my husband first seen it, he called it. He was like, "Oh, them ain't real." He was like, he don't watch it a lot, but like when I was watching them, he was like, "Oh, them ain't real." Yeah, it ain't real. Um, I'm not gonna say Nepal isn't a beautiful lady because she is. I believe all of us are beautiful in our own little way. And she's very easy on the eyes for the average black man who I only like light skinned women. You know, I like a little red bone. She's a beautiful woman. Don't get me wrong. But that's as far as she goes in my book. And like I said, when I found out that they lied, and then it was kind of like after that, it was just more lies and more lies, just other interviews and just crazy stuff. And I was just like, yeah, I can't do that. Like, I can't do that at all. She was fake. And then I also found out that what she was doing a lot of times is if you were very overly supportive of old boy, it was kind of like she would try to be cool with him. You know, she was trying to like micromanage or get cool with him to make sure they weren't getting close to him. And I was just like, yeah, I'm no longer interested in that. I do not like lies. I do not like lies. I don't want to be around people that is trying to tear the other down. And so I've seen a lot of that. And I just don't want to be a part of that. Yes. You know what? And it's funny. I've been telling people recently, I found this bug starting to come out. I found a sector because I tell people all the time I have been going to different sectors and I've been finding some white people that's just ratchet. They doxing each other, they beefing, they doing trash videos, they've been cussing each other out. And it's funny because when black people say, and Queen Strong's brought this out, and it was funny because she had brought it out right after I started delving into these sectors. The first time I seen beef was actually with um uh what's the girl's name? Jackie Aina and Kim Kardashian. That was the first internet beef I seen. But yeah, I'm gonna delve and I'm gonna talk about these people there because you out in the name of the Lord. So yeah, they be doxing people and calling CPS on each other too. So we're not the only ones with the beef. We're not. But I think people, they just so isolated, they don't get it. But yeah, I do be in other sectors. Like I be in the beef sector a lot. Um, but like I said, my sector would probably be like mental health. Like I would be closer to that. Child, I'm talking about Rebecca will be cussing Sue out. Juju, no. That girl, they be cussing Sue out because Sue didn't send all the money in for the Christian picnic, and now Sue is a stank hoe, and her husband beat her. And look how she take care of them kids. Girl, I'm telling y'all. Just go and just I'm gonna tell you the one name that I looked up and it just opened up a can of worms. What is that name? I can't. I'm on my phone. Normally I'm on two devices, but I'm in the car. But dang. Trishalicious. That's one that's off the chain. Trishalicious. And it's just spelled just like that. Instead of the IA though, it's like Trishalicious. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you another sector that's pretty good, like DIY. Like I do a lot. I used to watch a lot of soap videos. I used to watch a lot of soap videos. So like Royalty Soaps, Royal Apple, Ophelia Soapery. There's a couple of other ones. It was a guy, Vibrant Soaps, and then there was a lady out of town. Not out of town, but out of state. I cannot think of her name. And like they get into like making soaps that actually like it'd be like you have like cats in them or lions or like a sunset. It's a rabbit hole. And I'm a soap maker. But even if you're not a soap maker, like I'm telling you, watch these videos and it's so serene and peaceful. And I watch a lot of DIYs because I am a person that does a lot of DIYs. I actually had a business. Girl, them soap videos be off the chain. See, I can't like watch crushing things. Like I'm not big into ASMR, is that how you say it, or AMSR? I don't know. I don't like that stuff. I have misophonia, as what they would call it. I don't like noises, especially mouth noises. Yes. I love to meditate. Well, of course, you guys know I'm into meditation. I'm Buddhist. Oh man, I'm so mad because I spilled coffee on my mala beads. Yeah, I was mad about that. I wear them on my left hand. Um, so I spilled coffee on those. So I'm so irritated. Yes, and I have to. I said it in a last live. I want to find a channel where I'll be free to use their meditations. Because I would love to do that. Just get on here. We all just listen to a guided meditation for 5 or 10 minutes and just kind of take a break. Like I think that'd be a good thing. On top of talking about book reading and sobriety. I got a question. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they are. They are. And that's why I tell people YouTube is such a wonderful thing. It is such a wonderful thing. I didn't know anything about the beef sector or the conscious sector until about a year ago, kind of. I remember being introduced to Brother Polite and Umar Johnson back in like 2016. I was dating a guy who was into all that nonsense and he didn't last long and I wasn't on it because I'm like, these dudes tripping. The black woman is queen. The next thing you know, you see somebody talking about hair hats and don't wear weave, and and I'm like, look, I can't do that. I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. So yeah, I blame it on Tasha K. I'm gonna be honest, I blame it on Tasha K. I do. I blame a lot on Tasha K because I sued her and Kaya. I would kind of go back and forth with Kaya, but like I want to say back in like the 20 teens, I didn't watch YouTube a lot. Not in the beginning. Like I've been on YouTube for a long time, but I didn't watch it as much as I do now that I'm in. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you came from the okay, hit the cash app. Let me. I didn't put my cash app up. You see how irresponsible I am. Hit the cash app. Hit the cash app. I would love to know what sectors everybody came from, like where they started. For me, like I said, I started really like watching for DIYs. But I would love to know where they started. A lot of people be claiming Nature Boy, or Tommy Sotomayor. Um, I never watched either of them. I only know what I know from being in the black sector or whatever. But I don't know anything about them. I like watching the African sectors though. Like and the makeup sectors. Remember I told you the first beef I knew about was Kim Kardashian and Jackie Aina. Jackie Aina was getting into it with a lot of people though, but I'm gonna tell you why I think that she was getting into it with a lot of people because she's so dark. She's dark and lovely, you know. Um, then it was the Jeffrey guy and Patrick Starr. They was beefing. Really? Cool. I like watching the videos, like the 24-hour videos sometimes. I sub to I mean not sub, but I follow a lot of African video channels. Not channels, what are they called? Pages on my Instagrams. I have 3. I can't listen to that. I said I have misophonia. I can't listen to the sorry, I got sidetracked being nosy. I was looking at something, got sidetracked. Yeah, so tell me what sectors you like. What tell me like um what things you would love to see. I did say I was gonna talk about like fashion and different things like that. And I am. I just really want to break the ice on mental health and sobriety right now. I want to make sure I'm getting that out there. And as time grows, I will add in more because I mean I do talk about lifestyle. But yeah, so like I'm trying to get me a area together where I can do like fashion and different things like that. Where it's a private space because if you guys know Shay, just like you, I remember you told me before, like it's natural with the kids. Now my kids just come, especially my oldest one. She spoke to everybody yesterday. She's spoken twice to everybody. It's so funny because everybody says she sounds like a baby. So she said hi twice so far. But I also want to like get into like making different like body butters and hair butters. You know, they dandruff. I like pimple popping though, and I'm not talking about like Dr. Pimple Popper. I'm talking about like extreme, like when the camera halfway be ratchet, but they be getting into all them Eastern, Middle Eastern or East African people like the Asians and stuff, and they just be squeezing and man, I be liking all that. I'll sit up all night and watch that. Yes, I will. I'll sit up all night and watch pimple popping, soap making, makeup. Those are some of the things like DIYs. And as I was saying, I am going to just kind of do like demos, like, and it'll probably be like clips because like making body butter and some of that stuff take a while. Like to prep for making soap takes a while, but the actual thing is like maybe 20 minutes. I am so sorry if y'all hearing a lot of noise from my headphones. I just got bit by a mosquito. Yeah. Oh, girl, yeah. I done been personally with traveling. I always like to go in the ghetto as far as it's safe for me to go. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And some of these inner city neighborhoods are messed up. Like I remember when I was in Tennessee and I went to their projects. Their projects didn't have nothing on any project in Cleveland. I mean, it was like I felt like I was going into like a prison area. It was just so bad. It was just like, ooh, this is not good. Not good at all. I need to find some people that have that's from Baltimore that do some content because I just want to hear their voice. That's why I used to watch Pseudo Killers all the time. I like Unk and I liked Chef. I like Chef for other reasons, but I like to hear them talk. I love to hear people from Baltimore talk. That's why I used to like what's the girl name, the comedian Jess. The Jessica girl, what was it? Just Jess or whatever her name was. I like because I like your accent. I like the way they speak. I also like people from like Australia. I like the way they speak. And the Middle Easterns, I love their accents too. My Siri also actually has a Middle Eastern. I picked the Middle Eastern one. What? Who's Jessica X? I don't know. Don't get me started on talking about what's sexy. I was laughing with my best friend the other day, and she gets so mad when I told her, I said, girl, if this marriage ever ends, I'm gonna be a lesbian. She like, don't say that. I'm like, girl, yes I am. Y'all even know I'm weird. I'm gonna be a lesbian. Okay, that's just what it's gonna be. Cause I'm done. And she was like, well, you know how females is. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm done. And I'm just gonna be true to myself, and that's just gonna be that. Yeah, yeah. I've noticed that too. I've noticed that a lot too. So yeah, don't get me started on that. I ain't gonna run the people off because I'll go all day talking about those things. But I'm honest. I mean, like I am very honest. Like and everybody knows I'm like openly bisexual. Like most of my relationships besides my husband have been with females. Like my long-term relationships, well, two of the three I've had was with women. So I'm open about that. Very open about that. That's what it looks like, this old man. When you find your sexuality, come over to New York. That's a bet. That's a bet. I'm coming with all the romance, all the loving, because I am like a very giving person. Like I might not want to kiss and hug on you all day, but I'll go buy you a Coach bag. You know what I'm saying? I'll go take you out and spend whatever. That's me. I'm a gifter. That's one of my love languages. Like I'm a gifter. Yes, yes, a brother. I'm gonna have to call you Big Brother. That's what I'm gonna call you, Big Brother. Yeah, I'm not really into all the touching and feeling. And let me say, I think that has a lot to do just with my past too. Like I'm working on that. Like I don't know if I told you guys I have a therapist, a psych nurse, and I'm actually I'm going to make an appointment this upcoming week to see a psychiatrist. But yeah, I am a giver, and everybody knows that. Like everybody that knows me knows that. Like I will shower you with gifts, and that's my way of telling you I love you. Versus just constantly saying I love you all the time, which might be weird to some. But like I said, I think a lot of that comes from my past, things I've dealt with throughout my life that makes me not want to be touched all the time. I swear, like guys, I don't know. Well, I don't know the numbers. It's so weird the way these numbers go back and forth on StreamYard. I don't know. I'm just grateful for whoever comes in and listen to me babble, even if it's for 30 seconds. Guys, if I haven't told you before, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I do talk back. I post positive things. I try to as much as I can to that kind of anybody can gravitate to and get some motivation or some inspiration or just crack a smile or crack a laugh. My Instagram name is the same as my YouTube name. LaDawn did it for real. I do accept DMs. I'm not one of them people because I'm not in like the B sector or the black sector that I'm hiding out like, oh, well, yeah. Dox me. Shit. I mean, seriously. Dox me. And I tell people, my brothers was some gangsters, okay? They got out here and they was riding around and getting it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but that's their life. That doesn't reflect me. You know, so it's funny when I see people doxing and I'm just like, oh, well, your brother in prison for murder. Like, but that's them. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother was a drug dealer. What does that have to do with me? I have a profession. You know what I'm saying? Like what she did does not reflect me, especially if I'm not doing what she did. So that, like for me, the doxing is kind of weird. And I have not one time yet found somebody who has been doxxed with something serious, like, oh, they were a child molester. It's usually, oh, they went to jail for selling drugs or drug possession. And then it kills me when people are like, oh, you went to jail for drug possession. You're an addict. No, a lot of times when people get arrested and they have drugs on them, and I think this is kind of universal, but depending on how much they have, it'll be possession. You got a bag of weed on you, that's drug possession. You have weed on you. That's funny. That's one of the charges that I just be like, are you serious? You know, yeah. Anybody that's ever smoked weed that's ever been caught by the police with a bag of weed on them back in the day had drug possession. So, but it's just so funny when I see those things. And I do want to make sure I put things out there like in the other sectors, because sometimes you can go down a rabbit hole and it can be very negative and toxic. And a big brother, I don't know if you be in the other sectors, but I'm sure you've seen it. If you've been around the Be for Black sector, just catching the video here or there, you've seen it. I can't do the debates sector either. I keep getting blocked, so I'm not watching them people no more. I'll do like Lex or Blue, but I'm not watching the people no more because they keep blocking me. I don't like that. I ain't have beef with nobody. How you blocking me just because you see me in somebody else's chat? You know, I should have the autonomy to go wherever I want to go on YouTube. Girl, yeah, I'm done. Mm-mm. Like if I get blocked out of somebody's chat, I won't go and support them, because I don't do commentary. I don't do gossip. I mean, I'll say a few things here and there, but I don't do commentary on that. My content is about mental health and sobriety, and sometimes we do a little gossiping and laughing and different things like that, but that's not my thing. Because see, you don't want me to start drama, because see, my drama is not going to be about doxing you. I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to have the crowd laughing at you. And that's just how I do it. I talk about it. Don't come on there with your shirt ain't buttoned up, or it's looking like it's falling off the side. Your hat look too big, or that's me. I'm gonna talk about you. I don't give a damn how fat you is or how pretty you are. I will still find something negative to say about you. I guess it's because I'm the only girl too. So like roasting, being the only girl around a bunch of men and boys, you just learn how to roast really well, you know. So yeah. Oh, my glasses is dirty. I have bought these glasses from Zelo and I was being cheap, and I should have got the anti-fog thing, but I really liked them because they the prescription was really good on them. It was like, it's not as clear as my other glasses, but just like if I wear contacts, and then they automatically come with the that blue screen thing that, you know, so I got them for that. But they fog up really bad. So yeah, girl, yeah, I've been blocked. These people think I'm in some kind of clique, and I'm like, no, I just like what I like, and I like who I like. That's pretty much it. I don't know. Should I keep going? I can't think of that. I'm watching these people ride the bikes. They bikes in the dark, and there's a couple of people running around in the park. It was really quiet today at this park. But the other park I went to where they was having like the picnic was super crowded. Like it was super crowded. I mean, all you can smell was weed and all kind of stuff. I'm like, these people is getting it in out here. And it's funny because that city that they were in, they give black men such a hard time out there in that city that they live in. I lived in the city for like 4 years. They just are so hard on black men. It's a video that actually went viral. Where this boy he was a man, he got arrested before. Do you know, I did when I was younger dabble, but I never knew how to roll a blunt. That goes to show you how much I smoked. I was more of the, never mind. I be trying to be PG-13, but I never knew how to roll a blunt. I didn't know how to roll a joint. So that goes to tell you how much I smoked. I never popped a pill. Um I never injected anything. Girl, I remember it was times where I would just be out and about when I was younger or whatever. And the first thing, I don't know if it's because I got dark lips, but I naturally have dark lips. I look like my dad, and my dad just naturally has dark lips. He's a very dark gentleman. I'm not as dark as him, but I just naturally have dark lips. And people like, hey, what's up? You know, I got that. And I'm like, I don't want that. Oh, okay, my bad, my bad. No, I don't want that. That just, it never was my thing. It never was. I hate to not sound so separated, but I am a true alcoholic. I am the true definition of an alcoholic. Um, that was my addiction besides nicotine, which is a hell of a drug to get off of too. Yeah, my dad was dark. My grandfather on my mom's side, we hear tell that he was Dominican. I don't know how true that is. I kind of sum it up to like everybody in America say they Indian, their grandma was Indian or something. But it's a tell that my grandfather was Dominican, and he was a very, very dark Dominican. So, and it's funny because like half my mother's siblings is dark. It's six of them, three dark and three light. Right, because my grandmother, she was actually biracial and it wasn't Indian. It was she was half white. Oh girl, I can't drink nothing. Well, you know that. You know that. I drink tea and coffee. I do, child. I drink tea every night. Unless I'm tired and I just go to bed. But if I'm up, I drink tea every night. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't know how true it is. But that's the story. My mom doesn't remember my grandparents because my grandmother died when she was like 3 years old. Do y'all think Juju have a channel? I be sneaking and watching some people's videos. I ain't gonna lie. I be sneaking and watching them. I said I'm gonna start commenting more so they know it's me. I'm still trying to get used to this being a content creator thing, and then, still being able to support other people. I know I'm gonna miss you guys a lot when I go back to school because at that time, unless I'm riding from school or work or something, I may not be able to do as many lives. Like everything will probably be pre-recorded, or I'll do like a video and do a premiere. I'll still make sure I do something every day, even if it's just a short. I know, right? Because somebody had asked me about doing a panel. It's like somebody said you talk like you're such a conversationalist, and I don't think so. Like I have a speech problem, and I'm sure you guys heard it. And also with my ADHD, sometimes I trip on words or whatever. So, but Juju, that'd be cool. We said it before. I remember we said it before in, one day in Blues Chat, like we should just do a panel. Because sometimes they panels, I'll be like, let these men be men. Me, girl, but I am so shy. I am such an well, I keep saying I won't say shy because everybody tells me I'm not shy. I'm an introvert. For me though, I think if I did panel, I think when I start doing panels, I want it to be like a topic, or something like the topic. Like Roe versus Wade would have been a good panel topic. Um, but I didn't want to delve too much into it because my belief is kind of off. Like I've had people say, I can't believe that you feel that way. And I'm like, well, we're gonna have to start being more responsible. And I'm gonna tell you, I personally think, yeah, yeah. Girl, yeah, yeah. So I think I will start doing that. But sometimes it's hard for me to go live and I go late. And I know a lot of people like now it's like a nice time, but a lot of people like they work in the morning, so they be having to go to bed and stuff. I mean, if I can get two people to say they agree and we can set like a day or a date I would be down to do it, because I would have to have somebody who's more grounded to kind of be like, girl, don't forget Friday at 9 o'clock we supposed to be doing a panel. Because girl, I forget. Like yesterday, I said to do my live about agnostic, why how I live as an agnostic. I kept having to change the times, and it was kind of like because I was in the beef sector, and it was just like really popping. It was really popping. So, and I was doing laundry, so it was kind of helping me keep going by listening. But yeah, I would love to. Like, I just need two other people that'll say, okay, I'm down. And it don't even have to be a long panel. It could just be like an hour, hour and a half that we just having like a good discussion, talking about things, maybe talking about a book or an experience or something current. Although for me personally, I do not watch TV. So like stuff like Housewives of Atlanta, or I was watching Goosey the other day. He was doing a review of a show called Put a Ring on It or something like that. I don't watch those kind of things. So, I mean, if you all wanted to talk about that on a panel, it would be a listening, learning experience for me, because I don't watch those things. But I don't mind it being like a commentary on a panel. See if I could just get two people, or maybe I should schedule it and then see how everyone would come in. Like if people would come in, and I'll drop the link or whatever. Um, for the most part, I don't work second shift, so like any day. Oh, it's time to go. Is the police coming through? I wonder if you're gonna tell me it's time to go. I thought this part closed at 11. Um, I do think, like, I think a day like a Wednesday is always a good day. A Wednesday to me is always a good day. A Wednesday is a good day for me too, because I don't do anything on Wednesdays. That's like my therapy day. If I got doctor's appointments or whatever, that I do that every on Wednesdays. Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I don't do anything. And usually whatever I'm doing, or if I'm working, I'm usually home by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, depending on if I have an emergency right before I have to leave. So yeah, and I remember I did say I want everything to be unisex. It's a couple of people that I've seen in the beef sector that I want to get a hold to, because they have like a significant amount of time in sobriety, or being clean or whatever. See, I'm from Cleveland, so sobriety and being clean is kind of like clean as NACA, unless they did go to AA. But I mostly hear people talk about sobriety that were alcoholics. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to single it out. I have been working on making sure that make sure I say sobriety, but intermix it, because like I said, depending on where you're from, it may be termed different. Like sobriety, maybe in Cali might be everything, but here you more so hear sobriety when it comes to alcoholism, if that makes sense. So just bear with me. That's just one of those issues I have because of where I come from. But yeah, there's a couple of people I've seen, and they got like a significant amount of time. I don't know. Well, I've seen them get on panels, but just in the B sector, like I don't know if they would be willing to have a dialogue or hit a panel with me and just talk about sobriety as a whole. It will be nice, but I don't know if you're willing to do it. And like the two ladies that I have seen have over 20 years of sobriety. And so that's like a story to be told. It's like a conversation to really have. I think it's beautiful to hear it, even if I got to hear about Lord Jesus and all that through it all. As long as they're not projecting it on me, I'm cool. But I love to just hear that story of that growth and just going through all these different things and the trials and tribulations. But they, no matter what, they didn't drink, right? Um, Big bro, how much time you got? I'm nosy. I know I was watching Michelle, her channel. It's actually in my feature too. It's called the sobriety playbook. And then she said she had almost 3 years. Oh yeah. Okay. I remember that. So it's coming up. Okay, let me put that in my calendar. Like for me, when I want to remember to do stuff, because I seen it, I'll put it in my calendar, my Google calendar, and it'll go off. I definitely want to see that. That's gonna be interesting. So you guys, a brother of a certain age on Friday is doing an interview. with a gentleman that was paralyzed and has released 4 hip-hop albums. Uh, do I have any mods around to kind of share his channel? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. If not, I'll have to go back and share it. But I don't think I only got 2 mods, and I don't think they in here. And because I'm on my phone, I can't go and make Juju a mod or make you a mod. But I will to share your link. So yeah, that'd be awesome. Just check him out, and it's his name is how you see it in the chat. Make sure you look him up and check him out. He does a lot of different interviews and different things. He has a lot of nice content too. And then I'm gonna shout out Juju, who has some content. Make sure you put the flower next to her name. If it's not coming up the other way, maybe because she has a flower. Check out her content too. Shay Love, who was just in here not too long ago, check out her content. It's a lot of motivational things. She's very well rounded spiritually, and she also talks about mental health things, and she does like very small videos about motivational things. But when you're thinking about it, it don't take much time to say something motivational. Um, I like to do my shorts. Who else? It's so many of you guys. Who else was in here? Some people in the back